everyone, welcome back to Gracie May's Tarot. So today we're going to be looking at comfort messages from your future spouse. So this is from your future spouse's higher self. That's a mouthful. So what that means is you don't have to have met your future spouse, although if you think that you have, that's totally okay as well. Or if you're already married and you just think this video would be fun to watch, that's fine as well. But these are just messages of comfort. So I asked for your future spouse's higher self to come through and offer words of support, encouragement, basically whatever you need to hear right now. You know, if you've been struggling a little bit or you just need some reassurance. So we've got 3 groups to choose from today. So this reading does include a channeled letter. That's what's in the card. And then I will also be shuffling on camera some oracle cards and maybe a few tarot cards. Okay, so for our first letter for pile 1, it says, I am here for you. It's got the pretty blue butterfly and the flowers with the purple sparkly clip. For pile 2, we've got I'm rooting for you with the cute little vegetables and the fruit clip. And then for pile 3, we've got the rose gold clip with the white flowers, and the card says wishing you comfort, which is pretty good for the theme of today's reading. So anyway, the timestamps are listed below in the description box, just like always. Take a moment if you need to, pause the video, meditate on the groups. Try not to overthink it. If you're drawn to more than one card, feel free to watch more than one. And I will see you guys in your reading. Alright, all my pile 1s who chose the I am here for you card, welcome to your reading. I have to say, I think you guys have the prettiest card. I really like the cover of this. When I started channeling this card, this letter, it really did feel like this energy of support and encouragement coming through very strongly, which is good because it's what I asked for. But it was very, as opposed to soothing, it was more of, okay, I'm gonna hype my future spouse up. Like, I'm gonna make pile 1 feel great about themselves because they deserve to feel great about themselves. It was really just this energetic, like, almost kind of like a life coach energy, like, coming through. Oh, sorry, I like shook one of the lights. But yeah, it was just very enthusiastic, energetic, and like still very validating and supportive, but also very encouraging as well. It was a very, what I'm trying to say is I really enjoyed your future spouse's energy. All right, I won't keep you in suspense any longer. Let's get into it. So it says, hey you. I know you get really down on yourself at times. You question if you are good enough and you really beat yourself up for resting. We all need a break. Your value is not based on how hard you work or how productive you are. I promise you that I love you just as you are. I don't like to see you burned out. Being successful does not mean being perfect. I think sometimes you lose your confidence, and that's okay. I just hate to see the person I love the most struggle. To see their worth. You are invaluable to me. No one could ever replace you in my heart. We're all growing and learning, so be gentle with yourself. I wish you could save some of your kindness that you extend to others and shine it back on yourself. If you need to lay in bed all day and watch movies or read, then do it. I'm not judging you. I love you. I don't want perfect, just authenticity, your future spouse. See what I mean? Like, they're very encouraging, but not in a way where they're not recognizing your feelings, you know? They're saying, listen, like, we all go through this, but try not to be so hard on yourself. And, you know, if you do get those feelings, essentially, like, just release them, because it sounds like you all maybe struggle with maybe a strong inner critic. You know, maybe you grew up in a household where it wasn't okay to relax, it wasn't okay to rest. You always had to be doing something, achieving something, always being busy. You know, maybe there were really high expectations placed on you when you were a kid. Maybe you had to look after younger siblings, or, you know, maybe you just had a lot of chores. You were expected to make straight A's, you know, stuff like that. Or maybe it was even deeper than that. Maybe you had to, take on the parenting role because, for whatever reason, I don't want to list things that could be, triggering to people, but maybe there was some childhood trauma and some wounds there, and maybe, you really had to step into that role of being a parent to yourself, or maybe you had to be a parent to your parent. Maybe you had to act like a mother or a father to the person who was supposed to be your caregiver. You know what I mean? So that could be where that comes from. Or this could be just pressure you place upon yourself for whatever reason. But, your future spouse is kind of coming through and saying, listen, I am so proud of you and I respect how hard you work, but, rest isn't rest if you beat yourself up and if you don't take that time to really kind of rejuvenate. And it is in a weird way, like I probably have mentioned this before in my readings. This is just my advice. This doesn't come from your future spouse, and this is something I truly struggle with myself a lot, and that's why I can say this to you. But if you don't take that time to rest, what you end up doing is running the risk of burnout. And of course, then you can't really be a good friend or a good partner or a good whatever to anyone else because you're so drained, right? You can't pour from an empty cup. And actually, rest can be really productive because, it gives you that energy to go back and return to your projects, your passions, your interests, your responsibilities at 100% as opposed to constantly running on, 20%. And so I think that's just something to keep in mind. But yeah, definitely rest. Don't beat yourself up for it. I think that was really the key. And I think also your future spouse is now telling me too, you don't always have to look so put together and perfect. They don't, you don't have to have actually met this person yet, but they're kind of coming through and saying they don't care what you look like when you're just chilling around the house. They're not judging you. They don't care. They think that you're wonderful just the way that you are. Okay, so pile one's future spouse. Can we get some more information about this connection with pile one's future spouse? We're just gonna get a couple cards. I figured why not go ahead and do a mini reading with the channeled letter. So pile one and their connection to their future spouse. Pile one and their connection to their future spouse. Oh, healing and support. How perfect is that? How perfect is that? I love that so much. Yeah, for some of you too, you may have gone through something really, really difficult. I'm picking up for a lot of you something really difficult with your family or maybe some close friendships that you've really had to reevaluate, and that could be why there's a need for rest. Maybe you're avoiding dealing with those emotions by staying busy, but your future spouse is saying, even if I'm not here with you now to physically hold your hand, energetically I am holding your hand and I am with you. They're saying that if you ever feel a chill or maybe a tingling on your hand, or maybe you get a weird spot on your hand, you feel like you have to itch your hand randomly, scratch, not itch. You feel a random itch on your hand is what I was trying to say. That is your future spouse messing with you a little bit just to show you that they're there, because they can't actually hug you yet. They're trying to energetically hug you and hold your hand and maybe rub your shoulders. I'm getting that too. That's very cute. Okay. Pile one, message from their future spouse is higher self. Warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling? This is how they see you. They see you as the Queen of Swords, which I think is, they see you as so smart, very rational and logical and very practical and hardworking and just really, really powerful, right? You're kind of you're that, I almost said that girl, sorry. no gender, it doesn't matter, you know. We're just talking about energy when it comes to the masculine and the feminine, but they do see you as that Queen of Swords character, and they want you to know that you don't always have to be so tough. Like, you can put down this sword with them, you can let down those walls, you don't always have to be so tough, and they don't expect you to always be tough. Like, if you have days where you just have to cry or just stay in bed, then do that, it's okay. All right, message from Pile 1's future spouse. Pile 1's future spouse's higher self. Pile 1's future spouse is higher self. Okay, wow, that's way more than what I expected. Go outside. Okay, so healing in nature could be very helpful for you right now. Definitely too, like if you're someone who struggles with staying off of your phone, you know, if you're someone who always has to have noise going in the background, I am notorious for this. Honestly, this is all good advice for me to follow personally. But yeah, if you're someone who, you know, is always having the TV going in the background or listening to music or, you know, has a pick a card reading going, whatever, it's just saying tune out for a minute, go outside, and that will help you quiet your mind for a little while and get away from these distractions, and that would be very healing for you. And then we have stargazing, kind of the same message here. You know, just unplug, you know, try to get grounded, because I think you're in your head a lot. Some of you could have an air moon, or you just have a lot of air placements in your chart. So this is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. I'm a Gemini moon, so that's why I said like I resonate a lot with this energy, but it's really wanting you to get grounded. I think there's a strong possibility that your future spouse is an earth sign, or they have dominant earth placements in their chart. So think Taurus, Capricorn or Virgo. Yeah, I definitely am getting that energy from them for sure. And then we have look in a book. So if you're someone who likes to read, or if you're wanting some more clues about who your future spouse is, or you just need more guidance, maybe you're going through a problem right now and that is what's causing you a lot of like stress and anxiety, you know, looking in a book could be a helpful clue. Manifestation was at the bottom of the deck, so if you're trying to manifest this person, I think that's confirmation for you that you're doing a good job. And maybe if you would rest and relax and detach, your manifestation of this person would come in a lot sooner. Okay, and then we will, actually, let's get, I was gonna pull some self-care cards, but why don't we actually get, hold on one second. Let's get some tarot cards for you guys. I was gonna use my unicorn deck, but I feel like I've been using that one quite a bit. So let's use, I have to be very careful with these cards. I got these from Etsy and they're beautiful, beautiful cards. I think it's called the Weird Cat Tarot. But they're like the material, I don't want to bend them, and I'm like notorious for bending my tarot deck, so I'm like really trying to be careful with this one when I'm shuffling. Let's just get any more information about Pile 1's connection to their future spouse, any messages they want to come through about this connection, this dynamic. Okay. So we have the Six of Swords. Probably get two more cards, I think. The Knight of Swords. Yeah, a lot of air energy. I think that you two are a good balance. I think that you are a good balance of masculine and feminine energy for sure. I think you embody that really well. Just one more card, please. And of course we get two. Oh man, okay. So we got Death here with transformation, and we have the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. Oh wow, okay. And bottom of the deck we have King of Cups. Okay, so another possibility too could be that your person is, oh, we have 9 of Pentacles here too. I'm feeling, oh, 8 of Wands. Okay, I'm feeling called to all of this. Okay, I will say, for some of you, definitely your future spouse has strong earth energy, but I think they also have strong water energy. So think Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. Also with the 9 of Pentacles, I do think your future spouse is financially secure, stable, and likely financially abundant, but at the very least very stable and content with their financial situation. Look at how pleased this cat is. And then with the 8 of Wands, I do think for those of you who have been trying to manifest your future spouse, when they come in, it's going to come in very soon, because with the Death card here, I think that you are going through a transformation. I do think that you've been trying to heal a lot. I do get that. I think you are going through a rebirth, and that's probably why you've been having this need to rest, because energetically a lot is happening. Even if that hasn't physically manifested in your life, even if things feel really stagnant and stuck right now, change is coming. I'm kind of getting Wheel of Fortune vibes from all of this, even though that's not here. And then 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. So yeah, if you're manifesting this person, when they do come in, they're going to come in very quickly. We don't have a lot here about time frames, but I will say, when I get like 8 of Wands energy, I would be very shocked if it took more than a year for you to manifest this person. I would assume that you would meet them this year, because we had the 8 of Wands, 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment, Death card. So like once you complete this transformation, likely that's when you'll get your wish fulfillment. For others of you, you're just going through a lot of changes, and you really need to be gentle with yourself. With the 9 of Swords, and then I was picking up on the Queen of Swords, I think you're just in your head a lot, and it's really going to benefit you to get grounded. With the 6 of Swords, I feel like you're looking out at this forest here, and it's like you can't see the woods for all of the trees. You're missing the larger picture here, because I think with your mind, you're so detail oriented, and you're just thinking in all directions, and you probably get into that cognitive distortion kind of thing where you start doing like fortune telling and assuming that you know the future, which I know you're watching a tarot reading right now, so you probably have some control issues about the future, like wanting to know exactly how something's gonna pan out. And readings can give you guidance, but we can't say for certain 100% this is going to happen on this day, especially not for a general reading, right? But even a personal reading, it's the same thing. Like the future is always in flux, right? Like, yeah, there are things that are fated to happen, but you can't get lost in this, right? You still have to, basically, with the seeing the woods, seeing the larger picture, your future spouse is wanting you to hold on to your vision. So hold on to your vision of meeting them, of connecting with them, of getting married to them, of what you want your home life to look like with them, what you want your connection, your relationship to be like. Hold on to that vision. See the whole forest. Don't get lost in the individual trees, because I think these trees are kind of representing like barriers, like all the reasons why you think that either like you don't deserve love, or you're never gonna meet somebody, or like limiting beliefs, or maybe you just can't see a way out of your current situation, and you don't even know how you would go about meeting your future spouse. Like, that's not up to you to work out. This is gonna happen. Just trust your manifestation. Trust that your prayer, your wish, your dream, whatever you wanna call it, will be answered. It's already happening with the 8 of Wands, even if you don't see it yet. The 9 of Cups, I mean, it's on its way. You just have to trust. And, be okay with being uncomfortable. Death is not comfortable. Transformation and change is not comfortable, even when it's positive. So, there's almost this like little bit of like frustration and anger, and like, I don't even want to go through these woods. I don't want to deal with them, but yet I'm so fixated on them. Yeah. Just hold on to your vision. That's how you deal with all those trees. Hold on to your vision. Okay, let's end with some self-care messages, because your future spouse for certain wanted you to chill out. and rest. All right, pile one's future spouse's higher self. How do you want them to chill out and relax? What self-care messages does pile one need to know? Okay. Wow, your future spouse just likes to give all all the messages, because I was wanting like one card and they gave me 3. That's fine. Okay, turn lemons into lessons. Your soul whispers love, your ego shouts fear. And show off your sparkle and shine from the inside. So these are kind of like, these cards are more of the energy that they want you to embody. And this deck will give us like specific things that you can do. So pile one's future spouse's higher self. I feel like these are very self-explanatory. We've got music. That's funny because I said sit in silence, but you know, this isn't telling you to like, not that there's anything wrong with this, but this isn't telling you to go listen to SZA or like, you know, it's not saying for you to go and listen to like your favorite artists or your typical playlist. Honestly, I'm getting from music is that they want you to expand your understanding of what music is. And I'm getting this vision of you walking through a park and just hearing how loud nature is. Like noticing the birds chirping, stuff like that, like noticing the wind kind of like whispering on your face. Like it's kind of funny. And that's why I was getting that vibe that your future spouse had strong earth energy, because I'm getting the feeling that they love being outdoors and they want to share that with you. And they kind of just want you to, I think it's again that they understand that you need to get grounded. They understand that you're in your head so much. And probably too, like, especially if you're in this group and you do have psychic abilities, it's probably a bit overwhelming to have all of this energy shifting with the death card, to have all this transformation energy when you already feel like you're floating in your head and you're a daydreamer and you're not really rooted in this world. That's already difficult. So it's just asking you to kind of expand your awareness, your understanding of what music can be, and finding beauty in the silences as well. And this isn't saying like you can't listen to music. If someone told me I couldn't listen to music anymore, no. It's not saying that. It's just saying find some time for peace and quiet, get outside and listen to nature's music for a little while, and that will be very healing for you. And then we have intuition. It's really wanting you to get out of your head and connect to those higher chakras, you know, connect to your third eye, connect to your crown chakra, and, you know, kind of go with your gut, you know, I think there's a big tendency with this pile to overthink, and they kind of just want to get you out of that. Bottom of the deck, you can't make this up. We have rest. They just want you to chill out. They really do. All right, you could also listen to meditation music, but I honestly feel like they just want you to get outside. I mean, we had 2 get outside cards, okay? Like they want you to listen to the crickets chirping at night. They want you to listen to the birds during the day, like that kind of vibe. All right, pile 1, this was your reading. Please let me know in the comments down below if you like these channeled letters, if you like me shuffling on camera. And yeah, I think that's it. If you like love readings, let me know that too. They seem very popular. And I think that is everything. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. I know I'm asking you guys to do a lot, but I'm really trying to grow our community, and it makes me very happy, and I'm very grateful for all the support that I've been getting. It's been amazing. So thank you all so much. I truly appreciate it. And yeah, I think that's everything. I'll see you in my next one, pile 1. Please take care. All right, all my pile 2s who chose the I'm rooting for you card with the little fruit clip, welcome to your reading. So let me try to think back when I was channeling this card. I felt very uplifted, I think, right away. There was just this sense of warmth and light that came through. It was very almost cozy. Channeling this letter was kind of like being wrapped in a blanket and just sat in front of a fire with like a mug of cocoa. Like that was the vibe from your future spouse. But I won't keep you in suspense any longer. Let's get into the letter. So it says, "Hey, my busy bee. I am so proud of you." 3 exclamation points. "You are doing all the things. It's so incredible that you are chasing after your dreams. Your bravery and creativity are so inspiring. I love how passionate you are. You never let anyone tell you who you should be. I'm so sorry you had to deal with people putting you down and telling you that your dreams weren't realistic or that you would fail. You are proof that failure only comes from not trying, and you are proving them all wrong. I hope you know, though, that making yourself happy is all that matters. You being your best self will inspire others to step up too. Please do not get discouraged. I know it's easy to get impatient, but slow and steady progress is still progress. You will reach your goal, and when you do, know I will be there to cheer you on. You are so much more than what they said you were. I'll tell you a secret now. They were jealous that you were bold enough to have a dream. They didn't understand your light, but I do." Okay, I remember too now. This was my cheerleader group. Yeah, And I was kind of struggling a little bit to read this card because I kept smiling and I'm like, no, stop it. You can't smile as you're reading it. You're gonna mess up. But they are so proud of you. And I don't know what you're working on, Pile 2. Maybe you've just been doing some deep inner like healing, some shadow work. Maybe you have started some sort of project. Maybe you started a new hobby, a new job. Maybe you're in school right now. I don't know what it is. Maybe you're killing it at work. But you've been doing something and they are very proud of you. It could be a new exercise regimen. I don't know, but they are just proud of you. Even if it's just getting out of your comfort zone, they are super proud of you. I do think because they mentioned dreams so much, I do think it's some sort of passion project or maybe school or career related since we had that repeat so much. Yeah, I would say if you're not like actively working on something, maybe this isn't your group, or maybe this is something that you're going to be starting in the near future. You know, just take what resonates. But even just this card, it's so cute and like cheerful and like it's just very adorable. I think that you two are going to be a very cute couple. Yeah, everything's just very warm and fuzzy over here in your pile. I really like it a lot. And I think that's so wonderful too, because I know they talk a lot about like joint soul missions, and that's great, you know, when you can be with a partner and build together. But I also think it's equally important, like even when you have separate things that you're working on, to be supportive of one another and be that emotional rock, or even just helping out with practical things. Like, I'm going to make your life easier so you have time to do what you need to do to make this dream happen, I think is really beautiful. And the fact that that message came through, you're going to have a very supportive partner. You know, like I said, some of you may not have met your future spouse yet, but regardless, this message is from your higher self. So, yeah, I didn't mention this in pile 1, and I should have, but if you were drawn to more than one group, there could be a possibility that one card is your higher self talking to your future spouse and the other card is your future spouse talking to you. I've just experienced that myself before when it comes to future spouse readings, where one group sounds like me and the other group sounds like my person. So take that if it resonates. Okay, let's find out some more information about pile 2 and their future spouse. What's some information about this connection to their future spouse? So we've got trust, and we have strings. Okay, I love that these two came out together because they really go hand in hand, and I think it's funny there's like two hands here. But yes, these really go hand in hand. I think before you may have been, and maybe this wasn't romantic, although I think for a lot of you it was. It could just be with family, because they did mention that they're sorry that you had to deal with people putting you down and telling you that your dreams weren't realistic or that you would fail. I think that this is coming through to reassure you that your future spouse is not going to be controlling or manipulative or trying to limit you. I'm getting this message that they really feel like people were intimidated by you, and they probably projected a lot of their insecurities onto you, and because their dreams didn't work out or they didn't go after them, they don't want you to have your dream. And your future spouse isn't like that at all. Like I said, they're going to be your biggest cheerleader, your biggest supporter. And so this is just a reassuring message that this is in the past and you can really trust this person. They want the best for you. Bottom of the deck, we have memories. So I think that this is always very sweet, but obviously within your marriage and while you're dating this person and getting to know them, they're really going to be someone that you have really fun experiences with. You know, you're going to go out on a lot of really creative and fun dates, and I think it's because I'm getting the vibe that this person just puts in a lot of effort into everything that they do, and so that they love that you're also passionate and hardworking, and I think that you both are going to bring that energy into the connection, into the relationship. So message from pile 2's future spouse. Life energy. What was I just talking about? Yeah, there's a lot of passion here. There's so much. This is literally like the sun card in this deck. I mean, everything is so illuminated here. I mean, you two are so supportive of one another. There's just this happy-go-lucky, like I said, everything here was very warm and fuzzy and cute. I'm getting a lot of fire energy, so Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius from this group. Maybe that represents you or your future spouse or both of you, but I'm getting a lot of fire energy that could just be the dynamic between you. But I think the fact that we got life energy and memories here, you two are going to be going on a lot of adventures together. This is the type of relationship where you go ride roller coasters on the first date. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. And then we have come together. Aw, yeah. I think that you two really work really well as a team. And then wisdom. So I think you're going to learn a lot from this person. And I think part of what you're going to learn is that you deserve more than that past energy. Like, it's normal for people to support you. It's normal for people to not put you down. It's normal for people to compliment you and applaud your success and be genuinely and authentically happy for you. And that sounds crazy, but when you're so used to be given like breadcrumbs, or you're so used to being kicked when you're down, or, you know, just really discouraged, that can feel so foreign. So if that resonates, pile 2, I am so excited for you that you're moving out of that controlling, manipulative energy you had with past partners. Okay, pile 2, message from their future spouse. Your guidance is divinely guided. Let's get one more for you guys. Message from pile 2 and your future spouse. The ever unfolding rose, cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you. Yeah, I think everything you went through in your past, everything, you know, all of that mistreatment from others, all of those past karmic relationships, or, you know, for some of you, it may have been like generational trauma that you had to heal. That is being left in the past, and it was all preparing you for this person. It was kind of like you had to be shown what you didn't want before you got what you wanted, you know, because you had to understand, I'm sorry, you had to understand what a healthy relationship was, and in order to do that, they had to show you the opposite. You know, you had to learn from experience. And part of that too was so that you would appreciate and be grateful for this connection when it came in. And it could be too that your partner went through something very similar, you know, because I'm getting a strong feeling that both of you are very compassionate people and you are healers and you try to see the best in everyone. So, you know, it could be that, because I got fire energy from both of you. I feel like maybe people tried to take advantage of your light, and it's like, finally I found this person and they found me, and we truly deserve each other, you know, like we've earned a relationship that feels as good as this. And then your guidance is divinely guided. I do feel like there's a strong possibility that you're going to marry your soulmate, because I think there's a lot of like karma that was healed, and I get a strong vibe to that. There was just a lot of lessons and maybe some generational trauma, like I said, that had to be cleared out. And I think that those lessons were mirrored for both of you. That's why I'm getting that soulmate energy from this group. So we've got 8 of Swords. I'm gonna aim for 2 more cards for you guys. So pile 2 and their connection to their future spouse. Oh wow, Death and the Knight of Swords. Okay. So maybe you were also drawn to pile 1 because they also got Death and the Knight of Swords here. I will say too, with this Death card, I think that calls back to transformation, but it's a bit different. In pile 1, it was like personal transformation, and for you all, I'm reading it more like transformation within your relationship specifically. So for pile 1, it felt like a complete and total transformation of the self as well as the external world. You know, it's like they had been through this huge internal change, and they were kind of waiting for the external changes to match that internal change. For you all, it's just a change in this one specific area, and it's your close relationships. So your friendships, your romantic partner, your family, just all of your close connections. And it's like I said before, where you're moving into understanding what a healthy, balanced connection is. You're learning boundaries. With the Knight of Swords, you're connecting with that throat chakra, and you're understanding how to stand up for yourself. You're no longer trapped in this 8 of Swords energy where you can't see your way out of the woods, and you feel like you kind of, I think maybe you were taught when you were younger, you know, if someone is attacking you, oh, just ignore them. You know, if someone's bullying you, if someone's putting you down, oh, just ignore them. You know, and closing your eyes and ignoring what is happening around you has not served you well. You know, it's just led to people taking advantage and walking all over you and disrespecting you like repeatedly. And so you're sort of learning to open up your eyes and find your voice. And I think that's really, really beautiful. I can relate to that a lot. I think when I found my voice, my entire life transformed, and that's what you're going through as well. So hats off to you. Pile 2. And I wonder too, for some of you, if this is connected to whatever you were working on that your future spouse is referencing. Maybe for some of you, you're starting YouTube channels, or maybe you're writing a book. Maybe you've decided to go to school to be a counselor. Something with your voice. I'm picking that up. That's a more specific message that may not apply to everyone in this group, but it did come through, so I wanted to mention it. Okay, these are going to be self-care messages from your future spouse. So intuition, this also came up in pile 1, so I think this is a collective energy right now. So connect to your intuition. I think also because of all the purple here and then the blues, it's kind of just the way this is stacked, it's reminding me of aligning with your chakras. And I think once you find your voice, it's like you're going to be able to move up the levels in your chakras and start to connect more with that third eye chakra, going all the way up to the crown chakra. And then abundance planning, you know, for some of you, like I said, this is related to career, that project that you're working on. So maybe some abundance planning could be helpful for you. All right, let's get, I did this backwards. I meant to do these last, but we'll just end with some self-care messages from this deck, from pile 2's future spouse. So these are more so like energies to embody that will help you in your self-care journey. These are like specific, well, more specific tasks, I think. And honestly, watching pick-a-card readings is a great way to test your intuition and, you know, like kind of flex that muscle. Okay, let's see. Final self-care messages from pile 2's future spouse. Oh, what did I say? Look at the little chakras lined up here. I love that. Breathe in bliss. I won't read the second part. Actually, we'll cover that up in case YouTube has a fit. But you saw the chakras. That was the important part. So maybe some yoga, some meditation, some breath work, some mindfulness exercises could be helpful. And then we have be bold, don't be afraid to stand out. That to me is also connecting to finding your voice, speaking up for yourself, and also knowing that, you know, I think that goes back to don't let people put you down and tell you that your dreams aren't realistic or they're not achievable or you're not good enough. Your future spouse is really encouraging you to stand in your own power. All right, pile 2, that was your reading. Let me know if you like the channeled letters, if you like love readings, if you like shuffling on camera. All feedback is appreciated. And yeah, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. I know I'm asking a lot of you guys, but I do appreciate all the support. It's been beautiful to see my channel grow like this. It's really been really great. It's been so nice. It's been so heartwarming. Yeah, everyone has been so wonderful, and I appreciate all of the support that I'm getting. I really want to grow our community, so thank you, pile 2. Please take care, and I will see you in my next one. All right, all my pile 3s who chose the white and rose gold clip with the wishing you comfort card, this is your reading. So I will say, before I read this, because I did talk about the energy with the other 2 piles, it is always pile 3 that is so different. And when I was writing out the first 2 groups, it was very quick and fast and energetic, and I don't know, it was sort of like when I got to this pile, your future spouse came in and they were so calm, they were so soothing, they were so relaxed, but yet the emotion was so strong. The feelings were so deep, and the way that this message was written, it was so much more metaphorical and poetic and maybe not quite as straightforward as the other 2 groups. It was a very, very different energy. And honestly, I resonated so much with your future spouse. I was like, honestly, like, this is me. Like, I get them. Like, I really liked your future spouse. I resonated a lot with them. And it wasn't that I didn't resonate with the first 2 groups. Oh, wow. And of course, now there's the phone ringing in the middle of your reading. I'm so sorry. When stuff like that happens, I feel like that's the universe being like, hey, listen to this. This is good. Yes. So I felt that there was just, maybe you're close to your future spouse. Maybe they're coming in soon. Which is very interesting because this message talked a lot about patience. And then we got the phone ringing. Okay, I'm gonna think on that for a minute. But I won't keep babbling about this, but I just kind of wanted to prepare you because the way this message was written, it was very intense and very emotional and a bit different, like I said, than the other two groups. So if you watched another pile, this may be a lot more different than the other two groups. Okay, I'll get into it now. So it says, my love, when I met you, you were like stepping into this beautiful garden that I swear felt like this gift that I had been patiently waiting for. I can't tell you how long I planted seeds, sowing my prayers and manifestations into the soil. I tended to the little sprouts. I sat in silence and whispered hope to bloom roots. My head has always been in the clouds. I have always had 2 feet in the water. My heart and my mind splitting myself in two, but for you I learned to ground myself. I see you as the earth. There is a richness to you, a stability and security that I know I can learn from. I sat in your energy, trusting that you would come. I thought so many times I had found my home, but now I understand I was meant to build one with you, and somehow, while I was waiting for you and longing for you, I bloomed. And just like all flowers do, I'll move towards you, my son. Oh man, like I said, pile 3, this was so much more intense. And I'll say too, it's very, very interesting to me that this letter was the only letter that ended with them addressing you. So they addressed you as my love, and then they ended it with my son. So both of these are references to you. They didn't sign it, my future spouse. So it just shows me that all of their energy right now is very much concentrated in manifesting you. I'm getting very star card energy from this group, like they're wishing for you, they're wanting you. I don't think that this is the group for people who have already met their future spouse or are currently in a relationship with someone that they think is their future spouse. You know, you may have met them before, but you were not in a romantic partnership with them. You know, maybe they are manifesting someone from their past, maybe an old acquaintance or a friend, but I'm getting more of the energy that your future spouse is trying to manifest their soulmate. That's the energy that I'm getting. And they don't want to settle for anyone that isn't their soulmate, so they're patiently waiting for you to come, and they're planting those prayers and those manifestations. That's why I got star card energy from them, especially too, my head has always been in the clouds. I always have 2 feet in the water. I'm getting, you know, like water sign and air sign energy from that. Honestly, a little bit of, maybe it's because I resonate with this energy, but I'm getting Leo from this just because Leo rules the heart, and there's a lot of heart in this card, in this letter. They are very connected with their heart chakra, and I think that they're trying to ground themselves because they see their future spouse as this earth energy, and I think it's because in some ways they feel like they're lacking in that groundedness. I don't feel like they feel connected to their body since their head is in the cloud, and you know, they feel with the 2 feet in the water. I'm getting this like blue, kind of blue energy from them, like they're how do I put it? They're daydreamers. Yeah, they're wishing for you. They may be seeing you in their dreams and it's following them. And I think that's why they're wishing for you so much. And it's not like they're asking for you to come in and heal them or whatever. I feels like they're doing that work. You know, that's why they're patiently waiting. They're growing their garden, you know, they're working. That garden they're growing, to me, is that they're trying to be the best version of themselves, and so they're working on making sure that they're doing things that will bring them into alignment with their higher self. So You know, maybe they're expressing themselves creatively, you know, they're engaging in their self-care, they're doing their spiritual work. I think this person is very spiritual for sure. But they're doing that. They're taking good care of themselves. I'm getting like Empress, Emperor energy. Yeah, I think that there's definitely a lot here. I do see, I guess, some fire energy just because there's some creativity here. And I think it's because of the way that they express themselves. They're very creative. Yeah, I think it's just that earth energy that they feel like they're lacking, and it's like they see you as someone that they could build a home with. They're really wanting that stability and that security, but they're not asking you to give it to them. They're wanting to build it with you. You know, it's sort of like they're recognizing their own strengths and they're calling in your strengths to help balance them out. That's the energy that I'm getting here. And it's kind of weird. I think this is what is so weird about this group, is that this is meant to be comfort messages from your future spouse, but it's almost like your future spouse is coming through and saying, even though you're not physically here with me, you have been a comfort to me. You know, it's like they're expressing gratitude towards you just for existing, just for being out there. They're already grateful to have you, even though they can't physically put their arms around you. They're still grateful to you, which is very beautiful. You have a very compassionate, very giving future spouse. Major soulmate energy from this for sure. I'm trying to think of anything else that is coming through from this message. I think I picked up on everything. I'm so sorry too. I feel like this person's energy is getting at me as well. And that's probably because my Gemini moon is coming out. And because I resonate so much with this person and like what they're experiencing right now. I feel a bit scattered and a bit like pulled in different directions. And I feel like that's how your future spouse feels right now. But they're trying so hard to be patient and to trust and to have faith. And normally I think that comes easy to them, and that's why they're kind of frustrated with themselves that, you know, they're having trouble with that now. Let's see, pile 3 and their connection with their future spouse. Any information about pile 3 and their connection with their future spouse. Pile 3 and their connection with their future spouse. We're just going to get some oracle and some tarot cards because we may as well do a mini reading while we're here. I felt like that wanted to come out. Oh yeah, commitment. I'm like throwing this all around. Commitment, and I love that there's a letter here. And there's a garden growing from the letter. Come on, man. And the number 2, balance, connection. Yeah, they want a balanced connection, I think, more than anything, because they're such a giver. They need to be with another giver, you know? They need to be with someone who's going to help fill up their cup, too. Healing, this also came out in pile 1, so you may have a connection to pile 1. Yeah, this is definitely just coming through as confirmation that you're going to marry this person. Oh, I read that as commitment. It's communication. Well, listen, when that happens, I feel like spirit kind of messes with me sometimes. So that is also still confirmation that you're marrying this person because I read it as commitment. The fact that it's communication, for those of you who have not met your future spouse yet, like you have no idea who this person is, to me, this means 2 possibilities here, okay? Either they are trying to send you like psychic messages, so maybe like you've been showing up in their dreams, they've been showing up in your dreams. You know, maybe like I said, because they're spiritual, maybe they have been doing like tarot card readings, trying to find out like who you are. Because like I said, I think they're manifesting their soulmate, but maybe they don't really have a clue about who you are, or maybe they do, but they're like questioning it. And they've been like seeking guidance, maybe from, you know, like getting a personal tarot reading from someone, or they've been pulling their own cards, like I said. There's also a possibility that this person is going to reach out to you, or they already have and maybe you haven't responded, but there's some kind of communication. Either it's already happened, or it will be happening soon in the future, or just currently it's happening in the, you know, the psychic realm, you know, through like dreams or signs and synchronicities, angel numbers. Maybe you've been seeing 222 a lot. Yeah, I think that's everything I'm getting from that card. In terms of healing, I think with them growing their garden, like I said, they're really working on being the best version of themselves that they can be. They're really trying to align with their higher self. This person could be checking up on your social media, or this connection could be coming from, you know, Instagram or Twitter or whatever. Yeah. Or also too, I kind of think maybe they've been watching YouTube pick a card readings, trying to figure out who their future spouse is or their soulmate. I think they're really wanting their soulmate. They're probably not even watching future spouse readings, because I think they're really wanting a soulmate. That's just coming through very strongly. Romance, this person's gonna be really big into whatever their love language is. Maybe they probably have more than one. I just get this feeling that they really want to treat you well and take care of you and have you give that energy back to them. Because like I said, they're big givers, but they want a balanced relationship, and that has come from this healing, this inner work that they have done. And I think too, because we got that spy message, it's not coming across as like they're stalking you or something. It's just that maybe they've looked at your page a couple times. Maybe they felt drawn to you for some reason. Maybe they had a dream about you, and because they're spiritual and they believe in signs, they're like, I wonder how that person is, or who is this person? Maybe they looked you up, like maybe you were a person from their past and they dreamed about you and then they looked you up or something. That just came through. Or maybe you were friends at one point. This is a general reading, so I'm just trying to make sure I say all the messages. I know some of that stuff won't resonate for everyone, but try to get everything out as it comes in. I feel like I talk so fast, and then other times I feel like the messages come in so slow. It's so funny how energy can be so different from like pile to pile. Let's just get some more information about pile 3 and their future spouse. Oh yeah. 8 of Wands. That came up in pile 2 as well. Empress. Didn't I tell you that they are in their Empress or Emperor energy? And the Knight of Wands. I was picking up fire because I said, well, fire, fire, water, and air, to be fair. But I did say they're very creative, right? Yeah, when this person may like message you completely out of the blue. That could be a possibility. Or just when you meet them, it's gonna feel like this person just comes into your life out of nowhere. And with the Empress energy, I mean, that came through like with the whole like garden theme of like birth and creation and sowing the seeds and like waiting for spring to come, and like being a flower that is blooming and like blooming from your own creativity and like growing from like yourself, like being creation itself, right? Because if you think of the Empress and you think of like the Empress is like typically like you think of her as being like pregnant and like giving birth and giving life, and how that life becomes an endless cycle is like her offspring gives birth and their offspring gives birth, and it's just this, and then their offspring and like her body is returned to the earth, and the earth is like tended to, and then flowers bloom from that soil, and like everything is connected and continuous, and like that's just sort of the Empress energy. I mean, she's so powerful, right? Like this person is manifesting you, and even if they feel like it's taking a long time, it won't be taking too much longer. I can tell you that right now. Yeah, with the hanged cat, this is the hanged man, but they're just feeling like they've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and they feel stuck, right? But they're trying to be patient. They're trying to sit in that energy and be grounded and be rooted. And yeah, I feel like you're very like slow and steady and stable and secure, and they're trying to match that energy so that they can be in alignment with you and meet you. Yeah, I really resonate a lot with your future spouse. And they're an impressive person. So they're coming across as this like divine feminine energy, but they do have some masculine traits there that are grounding them out. And I think it's because they're taking all of that practical action. You know, they are taking steps to move towards you, but it's just related to manifestation. Like I said, they're really trying hard to be the best version of themselves that they can be, which is beautiful, right? Like they're actually working on themselves actively to bring you in. You know, they're not just sitting around like waiting for love, you know, and complaining that why am I not meeting the right person? They're like, no, if I want to meet the right person, if I want to be in alignment with my soulmate, then I need to be in alignment with that energy. Like I need to work on myself, you know? Okay, we've got inspiration, shine from within. Oh, flourish, friendship. I do think it's possible, and magical blessings at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. Okay. It's possible that this connection is going to start as a friendship first, and then it's going to grow into, it's going to develop into a romantic partnership. And that's that building, that grounding energy, that stable foundation that I think is honestly going to make them feel really secure in this connection, as well as you, because I think that's your preference anyway. So even with the Eight of Wands, even though like the friendship may develop really quickly and you feel a strong connection to this person right away because they're your soulmate, it may be that you guys still take your time and really build something strong together, because obviously you're going to marry this person. And then with magical blessings, like I said, they're manifesting you, flourish, they're growing, they're working on themselves. It's likely that you're matching this energy. Shine from within. This person's a light. Like they're just a light. We got a lot of fire energy. Like I said, they're a light. They really are. I think they have, I think they're a very old soul. Like this person comes across as very mature and very self-aware. And with inspiration, it's so sweet because it's almost like they're inspired by you, even though they haven't met you physically yet. They just feel your energy and they're inspired by that earth energy. Trust your path. I think that they are working hard to trust their path, and you may be struggling with that as well. If you're wondering when this person is going to come in, when is this happening, you're likely trying to manifest them too. Oh yeah, divine orchestration. You're gonna meet this person in divine timing. And it's all about energy. You know, it's not about how many weeks or months or years. It's all about energy. It's all about just being in alignment with this person. Trust your path. Know that they're coming. Don't settle. You know, wait for this person because they're waiting for you. Oh my gosh, I love this group. Like, pile 3 is always a little bit special, and man, I love this group. All right, self-care messages from your future spouse. Allow unlimited abundance. You might need to forgive someone. Releasing someone could help bring this person in sooner. Perform a random act of kindness. And then bottom of the deck, we have nourish your body with high vibe energy. That also doesn't just have to mean food. That can mean, you know, the people you surround yourself with, you know, what you expose yourself to, holding boundaries when you need to, setting expectations with others, you know, nourishing your body with things that make you feel good, things that bring you joy, that kind of thing. taking time for your hobbies, your interests. Allow unlimited abundance, you know, let go, release any limiting beliefs you have, especially around love. Make sure your heart chakra is open. Forgiving someone will definitely help if you resonate with that and you feel like there may be multiple people you need to express forgiveness towards, and you know that's not about them apologizing to you. That's just for yourself, and so you can release and cut those energetic cords or just let it go. So rest. That came up in pile 1 too. I think sitting in stillness. But yeah, you know that's not about them, it's about helping yourself. It's for your own benefit. Connect with your ancestors. Oh, that's beautiful. So maybe there's some issues with your family. Maybe you need to forgive someone in your family. Spend time with animals. That's probably one of my favorites. And then we have meditate at the bottom. Like I said, that's all these colors here are reminding me of the chakras. Get into alignment there. Yeah, I think that's everything. All right, so pile 3, this was your reading. I hope it resonated. It was a bit different than what I expected, but I loved it. If you like this style of reading with me shuffling on camera, if you like the channeled letters, if you like love readings, please let me know in the comments. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so you always know when I upload. Sorry I give this whole little spiel at the end of every video, but it's been really, really heartwarming to see how my channel has grown, and I appreciate all the feedback and support. I'm really trying to grow our community, and just thank you guys so much. I genuinely appreciate it, and I really want to keep making readings for you guys. So also, if you have any video ideas, just let me know. Someone recommended that I do a video with another future spouse reading with like how their family and friends view you, so that will be coming soon. And yeah, that's it. Take care, pile 3. I will see you in my next one.